Hi Stampers, I'm Meg. Welcome to Maker Mornings with Meg. I am excited to show you another Christmas project today. So let's see, last time we met, we showed this project featuring the Lights Aglow stamp set and a fun fold. So this guy here, so this is episode 311 of Maker Mornings with Meg. So if you want to go back and look for that card, that will give you some great ideas. And today's card is another Christmas card using the same suite of products. The card today, though, is going to break a couple rules. So we'll kind of talk about those as we go along. But the fun fold for today is super simple, really just one extra little fold. And of course, we'll be featuring stamp sets, Brightest Glow, and Christmas lights. So, all right. I promised in the little video description that today's video would also include kipper snacks. So I will bring those and talk to you about them towards the end. They're like kind of like sardines, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, not usually seen in stamping videos. So let's see here. I think we are about ready to get started. I'm going to flip our camera down. We're going to start with our regular piece of cardstock here. The color for today's card is Soft Succulent, which is one of this year's in colors. Good morning. Hi, everybody. Tanya, Becky, Kelly. Everybody say hi for sure. It's always fun to gather with our community O stampers. So, like I said, I said Soft Succulent, which it is. It's not mint macaron. The in color here is a great match for Evening Evergreen, which is another one of my favorites of the current in colors. Then we are going to go ahead and just do a simple fold to get started. I'm just going to fold it in half. And then our simplest fun fold ever kind of is to go ahead and just flip the front back one more time. So this gives us a great base to begin with, okay? Just like that. And then, let's see, I'm trying to get my stuff here. There we go. Oh, hey Carol and Marcy and everybody. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make a panel for this card. I was planning to go ahead and go with a Whisper White here on the front, but I really like to give this a border, and so I am going to go ahead and use a piece of the Glimmer paper. So remember, this Glimmer paper comes with this really pretty Evening Evergreen, gold, and sort of a creamy neutral. And so we're just gonna go ahead and splurge, and we're gonna use this whole piece because one of our rule breaking things here is gonna be about layering die cuts on top. We're gonna actually layer some die cut images behind instead of always on top. So promise it's gonna be worth it to use this big piece of Glimmer paper. All right, now, actually, let's go ahead and work on our focal point, which is going to be this really pretty tree here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this. And I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna show you, we're gonna stamp it on Soft Succulent here, like the answer to the final, is that your final answer? Yes, Soft Succulent. But I'm gonna show you a couple other versions here so that you can kind of see how they differ. And as we have our matching dies here from the Christmas lights bundle, I'm going to go ahead and pop my Christmas tree die on and go ahead and use just a little bit of washi tape right there to hold that down. So then I can run that through my die cut machine very easily. I always keep my washi so handy. And through the magic of television, there is our die cut tree, okay? So the other thing that's included in this die set, which we used last time on our tree, we used both this and the detail die, and we made a die cut here where we had the holes cut in it. So my recommendation is to either use the dies with the holes or use the stamp, but both of them together, it ends up looking, I think, just a little bit busy. So there's kind of a variety of choices there. So I would kind of pick the stamp or the die with the holes, but maybe not both, okay? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and use this as our layer here. So it's going to go on top like this. And then we need a greeting. And so of course the greetings that are available in this suite are these brightest glow ones. And whether you are using the Christmas light stamp set or not, Brightest Glow is an amazing set that includes a really terrific Christmas and holiday and New Year's kind of greetings. So I highly recommend it if you don't have it already. And this is our first rule breaker. So traditionally you use either vanilla or basic white on a card, but not both. And so I think I've broken this one. This is my second time breaking this one with this suite. I am going to go ahead and break the rules and use vanilla with white. So in this case, the white is really the neutral. Vanilla is like a color in the way this suite works out. And you're gonna see this one more time, maybe two more times on my projects with these suites, because this is the suite that I'm featuring this month for the October LovenStamps tutorials, which you get as a PDF if you place any size order in my store, but you also get the 2 kits to go if your order is at least $50. So thank you guys for supporting my channel. All right, so to die cut this, I want to give it some extra excitement. And since we didn't use the holes in our tree, I'm going to go ahead and use this die here to go ahead and cut out our Merry and Bright. And this is from the dies that are paired with the Brightest Glow set in the bundle, so they go together. And through the magic of television, I have our All is Merry and Bright. Now you might have noticed I kind of cheated this up a little bit, so actually I probably should tape it here because I want a little extra space at the bottom, and I'm going to show you why as we go along. So some really outstanding shape dies here in this set. Okay, so this is our greeting. It's going to go on here like this. Let's talk about that little embellishment here. Also in this suite is this really pretty ribbon. It is very vanilla with a gold streak. It's very soft, and it is definitely a great one for making bows. So I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow. I would say tie a bow on nothing. Hi, Peggy. I'm going to pinch this loop in my hand, and I'm going to wrap around and then stuff this back through here kind of on top of my thumb. And then that is going to give us a bow that isn't tied around anything. So this is the kind of bow that you just stick down with glue dots or tear tape, or Seal Plus could even be used. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim the ends. And you'll notice I didn't cut it off the roll before I started tying. That way I'm only, wasting this little tiny bit here at the end. I don't have to waste from both ends when I cut it. So, all right. So like I said, we're going to take this, and this is going to fit here. I'm going to actually shorten the ends of the, you guys knew, you have been here before, you knew I was going to do that. I'm going to shorten, there we go, the loops on the end. Doesn't that look a little bit nicer? It's a little bit more in scale with the rest of our project. So I'm going to go ahead and use, I think I'm going to use glue dots to attach that. So here we go. Remember with the glue dots that the glue dots are under the paper. So if you're pulling them out to look for glue on top of the paper, you're going to find that they're coming off in weird places. So just remember they're underneath there. And I'm going to pick one up, kind of roll it like a little burrito, and then pop that here onto my, there we go. All right. Now, I'm going to take this, and this is going to stick on our card like this, but like I said, we're going to layer a die cut that's going to go under, and I'm going to get this out of the way because I need some space. I'm going to bring my die cut machine in here so that we can kind of go through this together. So in this set of dies that are paired with the Christmas light stamp set, I know it's a little confusing which dies go with which sets here. This is these dies are called the Twinkling Lights dies to go with Christmas Lights stamp set. There are some really awesome dies. There's this one here, like, woo, Meg, lots of dots. But then there are all these tiny little snowflakes. We're going to use this one eventually, not on today's card, but I'm going to pull these out. I love, love, love when Stampin' Up! Gives us the choice of multiples in our die sets so that we don't have to run things through over and over again. They are just really quick and easy. So you can see we're kind of working our way through these dies. We're going to use all of them, I think, before we get to the end of my video tutorials on this suite. So, all right, so let's go ahead. We're going to put these under. A lot of times I talk about having something kind of in the background to connect the layers together. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring these tiny little holes that are here and that are like suggested on our stamp, we're gonna bring them into the background. So I'm gonna use my tree here as like a little bit of a guide. And we're gonna go ahead and pop some of these on here. And I want them to look like they're kind of scattered behind. So some of them I'm gonna go ahead and make sure they come out behind. And then I don't really want any of them to be on the same line horizontally or vertically, so that will give us more of a sense of movement, okay? So let's go ahead and bring this in here. I'm going to not die cut my green paper behind. I'm gonna see if I can set this up. There we go. Ideally, there we go. We're gonna run this through and die cut these fun shapes. And then we're gonna come back because the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add that fabulous dotted background to these. So here are my dies. Now you're actually not limited to the snowflakes in this particular die set, because in the other, oh, I'm dropping these back on the container. On the other die set, you actually have a row of 6 more little tiny snowflakes to use and one even larger one. So we're gonna come back to this in a second. All right, so I got those on there, and then like I said, we're gonna bring this here. And what I really love about this one is that you can use it to create sort of a, like a swag kind of thing, like kind of suggesting Christmas lights or like a garland or just such a pretty extra element. So that's gonna go on there. And if you're worried about the fact that I haven't punched out the holes yet, I promise it'll be okay. And then I'm just gonna pop one way up here. Just make sure that your die doesn't go off the edge, because you don't wanna damage it as you crank through. It's fine to go off the end, just don't go off the sides, because that is, that's not happy. So hey Sue and Debbie and Pam. All right, so we have our elements here. I'm gonna get some pieces out of the way. And if you're worried about those pieces that haven't punched through yet, let me assure you that they are just fine, and all I have to do is just flick all those pieces out of the way. So don't work too hard on your, definitely don't work too hard on getting those pieces out. So, all right, so now you can see that we have kind of broken that rule of layering dies, because we put our dies behind and not on top. So here is this layer and the way it's coming together. Really pretty, right? All right, so let's go ahead and layer these things. I have some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm gonna pop these on our tree. I'm gonna, oops, that one I managed to get the backing, but not the dimensional. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this down. And then we're going to add our greeting here. And I'm actually just gonna put one off on this side so that it doesn't kind of get uneven. It's kind of like stacking Legos. You gotta have the same number of stacks on this side that you have on this side if you're gonna put a piece across. And then I'm gonna flip this over. And because I've explained this before, but I'm just gonna remind you, it is kind of tricky sometimes to get things to stick well to the Glimmer paper. This Glimmer paper is great. It doesn't have glitter that like comes off on your hand, so you don't have to worry about being glittery for all of your day when you're working with it. But it is a little tricky sometimes to get really great adhesive bonds on it. So the multi-purpose liquid glue is my go-to. And remember, then it takes just a little time for it to set. Okay, so if you're wondering why I still have this other piece of paper here, that's because this is going to be the inside of our card. So let's look at this card. We're back to our fun fold here. All we did was fold in half, fold the front back, and this is going to layer here. I'm gonna show you a trick about adhering that, but I'm gonna give this another second to dry. And then I also promised to show you some other choices for the tree on here. So here is one where the tree was done in vanilla. And I don't know about you, but here, I'll put this back under just for the sample of it. I don't think that the vanilla, it's really pretty on the white. It sort of acts as that light yellow cream color, but it doesn't stand out quite as well as the green. And plus the green here brings out our card background. And then here is, kind of briefly, here's the version in white. So like that. Also could be really pretty if you wanted to just have a very neutrally based card, but I'm kind of a fan of the green here. So, hey Jenny. Okay, so I promised you a trick on adhering these, and I don't know about you, but in my drawer, I often have big sheets of these left over. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and take this and cut here and here, and I'm gonna use this whole piece to go ahead and pop up my layer. So it's gonna have to go on this side. Make sure you don't put adhesive on the whole thing, because that would be sad. You'd be sealing your card shut, and you cannot go past the midline of this because that would be, like I said, sealing your card shut. Okay, so now I'm going to set this down. I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to adhere. So now we have not only a pretty layer here between the basic white and the glimmer paper, but we have also this nice shadow layer here that is set between our soft succulents background and our added layers. So now clearly we need something fun for the inside. And one of the great things about this fold type is that when you open your card, the front is still showing. So you want something in here that's gonna really draw these elements together. But I don't wanna take away or compete with the front of our card. So I'm gonna bring in a greeting. I have wishing you a season of hope and light, which is again from Brightest Glow, same as our front greeting. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this on here, okay? So it's one color ink for this card. And then I am gonna go ahead and bring in, remember we had our tree dies, but I also have these dies here that are paired with the greeting set. And this one right here, the swirl, is so perfect for adding to our project here. So I'm gonna pop it down like this here towards the bottom. And let's go ahead and run this through our die cut machine one more time. So speedy and quick. And then we will have this fun inside here to add to our card. Now, like I said, this is the second of four in our Lights Aglow series. So you can plan for 2 more projects, one of which I will feature. Oops, I think there we go. All right. Which will feature Meg losing her train of thought and forgetting what she was going to say there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and layer this here inside our card. And now we have a really fun Z-fold card. Now, to make my life easier, I went ahead and cut this white layer inside the same size as the white layer here on the front. And the full details on like cutting directions and pictures and all the things are in the tutorials, which are available if you place an online order with me during the month of October. But you could also get them, oh, I just realized we haven't added our bling to this. Yoink! You can also get the tutorials on my Etsy shop, and you can watch for those to appear later this week. And that shop is the LovenStamps Card Mart on Etsy. So, all right, so we're gonna bring in the Festive Pearls. I know the thing says something else there, ignore that. But we're gonna bring in the Festive Pearls, and I think gold for this one. You guys think? To echo the gold that's in our ribbon. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this thread, or this color, and emphasize it. And we're gonna do slide and stick. So I'm gonna put one here in the center of our star. And then we're gonna do just some random ones here. 1, 2, 3, and then maybe 3 more down here. So I know our total is an even 6, but our groups are kind of in 3. So I'm gonna call it done. All right, so there we have that. All right, so if you're wondering how the Kipper snacks fit in here, these are coming to our next video. So back again on Thursday with another Maker Mornings with Meg here on the LovenStamps channel. And I'm gonna show you how these are going into the project. So I know, kind of a tease, right? I said I was gonna show them, and I'm showing them, but they're gonna be in Thursday's project. So, all right, so we added bling, we've got our fun fold, we have a really great Christmas card idea that features that Glimmer paper that's part of the suite. The whole suite collection is great together. Link is in the video description to add those things to your stamp collection. So I appreciate your support when you shop with me. All right, guys, have a wonderful Tuesday. Hope your weekend was terrific. I am a substitute teaching a bunch this week, which is really fun. 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders in the library, and I love being there. So in between doing videos with you guys, I will be checking books in and out and so forth. So, all right, everybody, you might want to get your kipper snacks ready for Thursday's video. In the meantime, links for the other stamping supplies are in the video description. Oh, Tanya says, me either, and doesn't sound good. Oh, somebody say they don't like kipper snacks. I'm gonna guess so. So, okay, rest assured, if you don't like kipper snacks, which I do not, these are in my pantry because there are some people in my house who do, you can also do our project with hot cocoa. So Thursday's project, kipper snacks or hot cocoa, which one would you prefer? I'll look forward to seeing you guys soon. So happy stamping, and we'll see you on Thursday.